Essara Stoeckl, and I'm the counselor and the life coach at the Biggest Loser Resort in Malibu. Thank you everybody so much for submitting your questions. We got so many great questions, and we're going to get started with one that I actually hear quite a bit. I'm doing everything right, it seems. I'm eating healthy food, I'm staying at the right amount of calories, I'm exercising regularly, I'm starting to create this consistent routine, but I'm just not seeing the weight come off, and I don't understand why. This can be for lots of different reasons, but the reasons that I see most often are one of the two. Either I've hit a plateau, I've already lost a certain amount of weight, or I'm already eating at the cap of how healthy and I can eat and how much I can exercise, and now at this plateau I don't really have room to go. And then the other reason that I see this hit is really because this person's got very high stress. And when we have really high cortisol levels or stress levels, we do see that impacts not only our metabolism, but also our food choices, which we may not realize are really suffering. So those are the two that I see most often in that arena. So when it comes to plateaus, lots of things can prompt a plateau. Maybe it's because you've already cut your calories down to a point where you can't really cut them any further, and you're already exercising at the peak amount that you can, and your body's adjusted to those things. The other reason that we see people hit a plateau is because they're actually over-exercising or under-eating. And under-eating is probably the theme that I see most often, that we're really not consuming enough. And what I'd really emphasize is we want to try and eat a minimum of 1,200 calories, and for most people we're actually looking at a 1,400 to 1,600 calorie range. When it comes to stress, what I would really recommend is to first look at all the stressors in your life and try to recognize which of those could be eliminated. Because a lot of the stressors that we have, we could really give away to someone else or eliminate altogether. And then there are some that we just can't get rid of, right? There are some stresses that are going to be in our lives no matter what. And for those stressors, I'd really recommend trying to counter them with some kind of relaxation or stress relief activity. So the number one thing that we see to relieve stress is actually exercise. I know everybody wanted to hear that. But it really is the best way to lower your cortisol levels overall. So consistently exercising would be one way to do so. I know that's kind of a catch-22. It's kind of like, well, I can't exercise because I'm stressed, but the way to relieve my stress is to exercise. Thanks a lot. If that is something that you're really struggling to get to, what I would say is replace the word exercise with movement, and really just try to aim for moving in some way on a regular basis. We can always schedule as well. A big thing that helps a lot for busy people is to make sure that you're scheduling your workouts and your relaxation time in the same way that you would schedule the important meeting or running little Johnny to a soccer game. We want to make sure that we're scheduling all those things very well and not letting other things get in the way. The other thing is to try and get the family members on board as much as possible. Having a firm support group is one of the most pertinent things to success long term. So the more immediate family that can be involved, the better. Try to get everybody involved in some way or another. Maybe this is cooking dinner once a week together. Maybe this is going for nightly walks. But in some way, try to get everybody involved. The next thing is try to make it part of your identity. Make it part of who you are. We want people to start to know you as the person who exercises, so that then when you're traveling and you're on a work trip, that everybody thinks it's weird if you didn't get up and work out in the morning. And the way that we do that is not only in repetition and doing it, but also talking about it, telling people about it, and really sharing it as a passion. The more that we do this, the more people expect it from us, and the more room there is for it in our lives. Thanks everybody for listening. I really appreciate your tuning in, and I can't wait to see you all again through the web, and hopefully some of you at the resort as well.